Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to another episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes. Today we are going to take a spoiler-free look at Kaiju number 8, chapter 93. The 4-week wait is over. We've got a full chapter going in, and this one is good. There is an actual genuine plot twist in this chapter. We get a hard denial of expectation that is consistent within the overarching story, and a revelation, a bit of world building, a bit of lore established. It is a really, really good chapter. Again, this is a Shonen Jump manga, and Matsumoto, other than having an older protagonist, is not really breaking any new ground here. This is a Shonen Jump tourney battle arc, and we all know where this is basically going. There are tons of things we don't know, tons of mysteries that have built up over the course of the story, but we know where this arc is headed overall. And yet, Matsumoto still manages to pull a major plot twist out of that. But that is not, in my opinion, the main point of this chapter. This chapter is, when you count it out, 27 pages long. The average chapter is 23 pages long, 22 to 23. So we got an extra 4 pages. So that's 4 pages over the average. Now, Matsumoto does try to give us a little bit extra when coming back from a break, and I think this chapter is really well paced. That's not just my opinion. The subreddit on our manga for Kaiju number 8 does seem to agree with me. And it's rare that that happens. But this is a well-paced chapter, and we've got 27 pages, so 4 extra pages. So we're talking nearly 20% increase in the usual page mass. And so there was no need for any extra padding in this chapter. And there was no extra padding in this chapter. Let's get this right. There was one page where there is some story told using blank space rather than active space. One of those black panel, there's one black panel that shows you thought. It's pulling your attention away from the flow of the battle to focus in on this thought super hard. But that's a fairly small panel. Like I said, there's no padding. This is a super well-paced, fast-paced combat chapter. But within this super fast-paced combat chapter, Matsumoto takes 2 entire panels, so well over 75% of a page. So the equivalent of 3 quarter page panels, just to revel in the physics of his world. Now, you may have all figured out by now that I am a complete science geek, and one of the things that attracted me to Kaiju number 8 in the first place was how much attention Matsumoto was paying to basic science. It's not like Dr. Stone, where that's the whole point of the series. This is something secondary, and it's something secondary in a genre, Kaiju, that largely ignores physics because, quite simply, organized organisms that can't exist that large in the world as we know it. And the very first thing that the story does is say, okay, that is the rule we're going to break. That is where I ask you to suspend your disbelief. We are going to say, for the purposes of this series, that you absolutely can have creatures that large. And the first kaiju we see is either a giant or super giant kaiju working through Japan, and everybody just deals with it. So that was the one great leap away from reality, and that Matsumoto took. And after that leap, Matsumoto is sticking extremely close to the actual laws of physics. Better than most Shonen Jump manga, which of course isn't saying much, but better than even the good ones. And so just go to page 6, and there's 2 panels to show movement. And you know how good Matsumoto is at putting movement into just one panel. Matsumoto takes these panels and uses them to show what superhuman strength would actually do to the world around it. The Great Leap Away from Reality in the Kaiju, their muscle fibers are special. So we're saying that instead of the human body needing to have superhuman strength, they're granted superhuman strength by essentially power armor. But the asphalt underneath them isn't. And I just love this is the manga artist equivalent of just a YouTuber pausing and talking about one thing to rant about the physics of something. And this is your teacher in class. You know you had that one topic you could always distract them on and burn 5 or 10 minutes of class time as soon as you got them talking about it. I am really beginning to think that we're getting a peek into Matsumoto's interests here. I think Matsumoto is a science geek, someone who just loves to study physics, who is aware of the latest developments. And that peeks out occasionally that peeks out frequently, let's be honest here, in the chapters for Kaiju number 8. And here on page 6, we have, again, well over half a page, 100% devoted to witnessing the practical results, the cost of these phenomenal powers, how much damage they're doing to the world around them just using them, how the very ground explodes when these forces are being applied on top of them. And I just find that delightful. In these moments, you feel like you form that parasocial connection with the author so much stronger, and it feels like, you know, you're with another geek geeking out about some cool science, and for every action there was an equal and opposite reaction. And honestly, looking at these panels, you hear the boom that's going on here. And I just wanted to bring that up, just how much it's not just that Matsumoto knows science. It's not just that Matsumoto understands that integrating realistic physics makes the art better. It's not just that Matsumoto knows that by raising the level of science, of scientific accuracy, he will attract a more mature audience. It's that Matsumoto seems to take joy into taking the knowledge that he's gleaned from the world around him and pouring it into his creation. But what do you think, my wonderful viewers? Do you think that Matsumoto is just one of those artists who understand that by restraining himself to the rules of reality, he is able to make the fantastic elements of his story better? Or is Matsumoto just a complete geek who loves for his interests to spill over into his artwork? Please tell me what you think below in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe button, and peace out, my wonderful viewers. Do you love awesome science fiction books? Of course you do. If you check out the links below the video, you can get yourself a copy of Comedy or Tragedy. Humans Are Weird. I have the data. Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote, and Humans Are Weird, Let's Work It Out are the 3 comedy short story books available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo by Rakuten, Google Play. There's even some copies at Powell's Books, the famous used bookstore in Portland, Oregon. Dying Embers, dragons, aliens, and things that go boom in the night, and soon Flying Sparks. More dramatic, traditional science fiction novels are also available at Amazon. Flying Sparks is still on the pre-order page. If you want a copy, you can email me by contacting the website to pre-order yourself a copy. It's still being edited. So check out the links below the video to get yourself a copy of some wonderful science fiction.